What up, internet? Welcome back to my channel. I'm waiting for my computer to download some things, so I might make a few adjustments to the camera. How are we doing? I think we're good. We're at 81% of battery. So, I really don't like the saturation on the camera right now, but I can't fix that. What I can do, however, is maybe by turning down the brightness, but then you see me. I think that's a good compromise. For you guys at least. No, I can't see very well. Okay, so I have recently bought a few new games, but since the last time you guys saw my Nintendo Switch, I've also bought a second pair of controllers. So, of course I have the Lego City, but I don't know what games I had at the time, so I also have Snipper Clipper, Cubics, Lego Worlds. I don't think I had Lego Worlds the last time I showed you. The Flame and the Flood, which is a hard game, but I love it so much. Mario Odyssey, Little Inferno. I got this game and then it infuriated me, and then I thought about this game and it helps. Of course, I have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I know I've shown you guys some of that stuff, or at least I intended to. I don't know if I ever uploaded that. Obviously Minecraft, which was the first game I got. And we also have Oceanhorn, Monster of the Uncharted Seas. We're gonna do some Minecraft, obviously, because Minecraft is my favorite. I'm in my PJs. Don't judge me. I want to show you guys some things. Hold up, where is the presents? Just in case. Actually, I'll keep that on until I like the, just in case I should decide to, you know, ever open this up to people online, which right now I don't plan on doing. But here we go. We're gonna call this YouTube. I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on my standard layout for a house. I'm not good at interiors. I'm still working on that. I've got plans to learn how to do that. Most of my tips have come from a YouTube channel called Gran. I believe he's a British kid. Well, I don't think he's a kid. I think he's like an adult or something, or at least close to it. So I'm gonna give you guys so once if I have to kill any of these guys, they're not gonna respawn. So, most important thing I've learned from Gran is to always think of your palette. If you want to make a really awesome house, you want to think of your palette. So stuff like Oh, and if you want to make a build that looks really cool, you want to have depth and texture. So generally what I use is I use cobblestone. I'll use dirt or whatever I can to fill in my house if I'm playing in survival, but I use the same basic layout, and it's expandable whatever way you want. I'll use dirt because it's the most abundant resource to set out my spacing, and then what I use when I get to it, like when I get the materials gathered after I've got a few chests saved up and a few other things like furnace, crafting table, I use cobblestone, brick, a log, any type of log, as long as you have a corresponding nice looking wood color, and glass. So I'm going to pick oak for my and spruce. Oak and spruce for that. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to lay out the options. So you always want to have one of these in the corner of your build, no matter what. So I have excuse me, several options. It's always 3 high. Oh, I need my glass to show you the options. So it depends on how much resources you have, if your difficulty mode. Option 1 is a 3-block wide build. Now what you can do with this is you can take it, I'm going to do a 3-spot compartment, like a three of these, and then I'll show you how to add some depth. Now the reason I like this style of building, number one, you always want to use glass panes. It always adds an automatic amount of depth. The reason why I like this setup is because what you can do is no matter where you go, you can always turn it this way for one segment and then turn it back this way, and then you have another room out here. So this is a three wide section of wall. Now you can expand upon that. Yeah. I'm just going to leave a little bit of a gap, actually. Yeah, I'll put it up. So I'm going to go one over and one up. So that's one. You'll see why in a minute. I have some wood. Nope, that is the big one. Hold on, what was the other one? There was this one. This one's a standard one that I normally use. I'll show you how to add more depth later again. So this one's too wide here. So it's 4. It's the 4-part segment. So what you do is you take 2 glass, 2 brick. And you always have oak log. Now I like this one because I can have a 2 wide door by replacing one of these. Actually, I should grab a door and show you. Nope, nope. I keep forgetting where the doors are. There's an even bigger one if you want to make a really big house. And that has another variant on it, but I'll get to that later. So that is that segment. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. Nice thing about this, you have your door there, right? Or you can have your door there, like that. So that's that part. And then this last part over here, one over. Is that too close? Yeah, that's too close. We'll put it there. Okay. Now you can make this as wide as you want, but the way that it works, there's this one. Which gives you that. Now, I haven't experimented very much with this style. But as you can see, as I go along, my brain is already like, okay, so this is what we do here, here, and here. Now, if you're wondering what the cobblestone and the wood is for, I will get to that in a minute. As soon as I'm done with these next two segments, I will show you why you want to pick a wood. Oh no. So then what you can do with this is you can add a door in here. And then the last one is this one. And I'm sure there are other variants that most people will come up with on how to do this. The reason I pick brick is because it's easier to add depth with blocks you can make into stairs and slabs. Than it is to add depth with blocks you can't make into stairs and slabs. And the thing is that you can always mix and match depending on what size you need your room to be. The four different layouts. So say that you want a big storage room. You could do that room and that one or that one. But you want the rest of your house to be a little bit smaller, so you have this one or this one. But really it's up to you what you want to do. So this already adds a lot of texture, having the brick and the log together. Usually what I'll do for my standard floor inside is I will do cobblestone. This is why we have this block. But obviously each room is different depending on what you want to do with it. Oh, did I miss a block? Yep. Actually, usually what I'll do is I'll put it under the stone brick in case I build underneath. And then I know where my corners are because usually my corners will be these blocks. Which if you're in survival is a bit of a waste. That's why I didn't show it to you guys, because as I said in the beginning of this video, this is generally the standard that I use for survival. So just imagine that goes all the way around your room. Now this thing in itself, if you did a 3 segment this way, 3 segment that way, like if you did a 4 walls like this, you'd have a pretty decent sized house. And it's not too hard to make. The only problem is if you're in survival and you have the zombies enabled and stuff, you're gonna be in trouble. So if you wanted to make an interior wall, the interior walls, they all go the same kind of thing. So, you say that this thing extends out 2 more on each side. Your interior wall would be 1, 2, 3. You can either leave it like that, or you can do what I like to do. Actually, this would be 1, 2, and 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. So and over here the example would be, so you have your log, which is block number 1, you have your 2 window blocks, and then you have a log. Okay, and then over here it's log 1, 2, 3. There we go. Log. And then of course you would take out that middle block to make your door. 1, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a log. Now I recommend if you go an odd number wall to make it meet properly, so if you're going to go with the 3 in the middle, go with the 1 in the middle. And if you're going to go with the 4 in the middle, go with the 2 in the middle if you're going to shrink your inside walls or change the wall shape. So that way it's symmetrical and all the walls meet up without problems. So if you're going to pick an even or an odd number, basically. So that is the end of all that stuff. Now the fun stuff is what you can do with the outside and how to add the depth and the texture. So we're going to need some glowstone. You can use any other block that lights up, so if you have access to redstone, or even just put a torch underneath, or if you know how to backlight stuff, where is it? There it is. Then I'm going to need, I like to use the jungle leaves. So this is how you add the depth and the texture to the outside of your house. This is why the outsides of my houses look good, but because I can't decorate, the insides don't look good. Wherever you have a window, put down glowstone. Itchy head. And then you put a bush there. Okay, and then that makes it look like you have a shrub. So if you look at it from here, from back here, look at the different types of houses. That already adds a lot of depth and texture. It adds light. Hold on. So you know where your door is, right? And that keeps the monsters away. There we go. So that's that. The other thing is it's up to you whether or not on this bottom floor if you want to have that there. I personally don't like it there when I know that it's covered by another block. You're gonna think it looks stupid right now, and it kind of does from up close, but this is why I have so many children wanting to be my friends on Minecraft, because I have some skills with building. I may not be able to build interiors, but that'll come eventually. It's basically taking the stuff that a Gran does. So if you want actual clear building tips, go watch Build School by Gran. So that adds some depth. If you look at it, looks like those windows are in. Right? Now you could technically, if you really wanted to, if you're really into that, do something along here with that as well. But to me that personally seems like some overkill. Oh, I almost forgot something. So you're wondering where your floor goes in? Well, the next floor starts here. So all along the outside. I don't do these inside walls here. So say that this is the block that I chose, correct? So that entire floor would be that floor. Be that color. Because this thing would come out all the way over here. There'd be a staircase or something somewhere. But just so you get a general idea of what I'm doing. So this is always your new floor. You start here. And then when you go to the second floor, you can start with this. Put your logs on. Now I still have to work on learning how to do roofs as well. This is just how to do walls. That is the thing I'm good at. I can make walls. I'm so good at making walls, I'm probably better than Trump at making walls. Oh, roasted. Just kidding. I don't want to make walls. I want to make it sunshine and rainbows every day, all day. I have no idea what to do for these blocks down here. I will figure something out later. First off, if you're curious why I'm putting these there, they look like shutters on your window. If you ask me, it looks a little too busy with these extra hang-offs on the top. But I guess it's okay. So, can always do the same thing here, like that. Nope, that's a bush, that's not a door. And the other option is you can have fence posts coming down off of here. This one it doesn't work as well with. So what you do is you have those. Now you could have those there, but those look kind of derp. If you wanted to do it like that, you could, but then that kind of looks weird. I personally like just leaving it like that on these little ones. Ta-da! And then if you really wanted to decorate the ground, what I recommend is either coarse dirt or Podzol, which is usually what I use. Put something there, and there, and there. I've got 6 minutes left. I'm trying to hurry up. I may do a part 2 of this later. I don't know. Then you pick a flower or something. I'm just going to take a bunch of these and fill them in. Other than the glowstone, this is like basically minimalist, survivalist fanciness. So we're gonna check this out in the dark first. So to sum it up, just keep in mind that you want each of your blocks framed, like each of your segments framed by a log. So it's a log, block, log. Doesn't matter if it's inside or outside. Okay? Log, block, log, log, block, log. It's up to you if you want this to be down there or not. I personally don't like it. Glowstone can be replaced by anything that lights up. Say you find a sea lantern, you can always have a sea lantern there. Podzoil can always be coarse dirt, which I believe is gravel and dirt. You can use any flowers you want. Glass is easy enough to make. Logs may be a problem. If you have to replace parts of that are stone with dirt to start with, or wood, and then replace them later. These overhangs look the best on blocks that have glass block. So it's log, block, glass, block, log. And the most important thing is if you choose an odd number, like 4, or not 4, 4 is not an odd number, 3 is an odd number, so 1, 2, 3. And you don't want the entire build to be 1, 2, 3, and then logs on either side. You can have it log, block, log, but it won't connect properly if you do log, block, block, log. Make sense? I hope it makes sense. If anyone has any suggestions on how we can improve this, or if anyone has any improvements to make themselves, and I mean, like with this block here, you can put your name on your house, especially in a multiplayer world. You kind of want to claim the fact that you're this good. And of course, if you guys just go ahead and experiment with this, I'm sure you can expand this even more. You could also do it this way. I'm just gonna grab this, that, get rid of that. Have the segments of window wall be that, and then have your bush, or no, your bush is under your window wall part and your log is a flower, or you could do it the other way. You have these parts like that. I kind of like that actually. But if I turned a corner here, I would have to put a block there or something. I'd have to decide. But irregardless, timer's about to go off, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on my standard build. I may start a survival world just in the next episode to show you guys that it is possible to make this in survival. We're gonna go with this one, which is the most basic, or this one possibly, the 2 wide, which is usually what I like. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you learned something. If you need me to go over anything, please comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Just gonna get a nice little view of this. Bye-bye.